Hey everybody, this is Brett back with you, and today I'm going to present my 10 nominees for the YouTube Sportscard Hall of Fame 2021. Before I do, I know some others have done their videos already, and I've enjoyed each and every one of them. I don't really have prerequisites in addition to what Mike's already laid out, which is obviously have to be making content for at least a year and can't be in the Hall of Fame already. Pretty basic, pretty simple. I have picked 10 channels that I am currently constantly engaged with, and then with me. These are 10 channels that I don't look at number of subscribers. That's a whole nother convoluted video. I don't really care how many subscribers they have. I just look for constant quality content, connection with the community, connection with my channel. And these are just on every time a video comes up that they do, I'm gonna watch it. So before I start though, there are 2 channels that I wanna give a shout out to that I'm not voting for. And the reason is because they don't qualify because they haven't been making videos for a year. Got my notes here. The first one that is not eligible, but I want to give a shout out. And again, if they were eligible, they'd be on this list. All Time Greats blog, Victor, fantastic channel. He is the epitome of quality videos and an expert on what is and isn't a rookie card. Love his channel. The second channel that I would vote for if I could is John with Wade Boggs Fan. I've really enjoyed getting to know him and his channel, and he does great content, very professional. And I just like listening to his thoughts as he goes through his collection and what he sees in the hobby. And he's a good person to watch to get that dialogue going. So shout out to those 2 channels. So this is the 2021 Sports Card Hall of Fame. Here are my nominees. There are 3 channels that I voted for last year that didn't make it in that I will be voting for again. And we're going to start with those. So the first one is Ken with Bean's Ball Card Blog. And why I appreciate Ken is and I have some notes here, just some key words that come to mind with these channels. He's genuine. He's genuinely opinionated. You're going to see a lot of opinions on his channel, and some you're going to agree with, some you don't agree with. He doesn't care. You shouldn't either. He just likes to talk his mind, and I really appreciate his connection and his finger on the pulse of the hobby. He's a true hobby ambassador too. What I mean by that is he's really connected, especially with Twitter. I've lost count of how many times he has tweeted out a link to one of my videos, and I greatly appreciate that. And he does that for many, many channels, and he's just a great guy in the hobby. He also really, really loves Project 2020. You should ask him about it. The next channel I would like to mention is Bowman 53. Just the epitome of great video production. Great editing, great backgrounds, great music. It's like watching a documentary, and I know others that have voted for him have said the same thing, and I completely agree. He's a student of baseball history. He's always wanting to learn more. He's always wanted to share what he learns, and I've learned a ton from Alex in his channel. And he's also a great ambassador for the community. He's connected, he hops on other people's channels, he does live chats, and he's a good asset, resource, and an advocate for the hobby. So Bowman 53. The next one is G's Mikey. Voted for him last year as well. Just a fun dude. He's fun, and he's truly appreciative of baseball cards, and the hobby, and it's infectious every time you watch one of his videos. He's a goofy dude. He's lighthearted. He's got an amazing binder collection. He likes to show that off, and he's always doing set builds. Strong mustache game, gotta hand it to him. And his opening intro, maybe the best in the YouTube community. Geez, Mikey, you get my vote. So the rest of these are going to be new nominees, and we're going to start off with Impact Player. Josh, he didn't make as many videos as I would have liked to have seen last year, and when I mean that, I wish he'd make more videos. But when he does, man, they're just fantastic. Again, great quality. He's a good, great, genuine guy. I really have got to know him well. I consider him a good friend. He's got great production value. He appreciates the stories that he can tell along with his cards and his collections and with the care packages and pickups that he makes. So really want him to make more videos, but the videos that he didn't make last year were fantastic. I appreciate Josh. Impact Player. Next up, we've got another new one for this year, Vintage Oddball Cards. Rick. The name says it all. He likes to show off vintage oddball cards. Sometimes they're not vintage, sometimes they're not oddball, but they're always cards. But for the most part, he really shows some really cool food issues and some other cards that maybe you haven't seen, and there's always a story behind it, either how he obtained it, why he obtained it, the story behind its rarity, maybe its regional connection. He always shows some great cards, and he too has this infectious enthusiasm whenever he presents a card. I really appreciate that about him. And he's very generous with the community too. He's done some fantastic subscription contests, and sometimes he does this contest just for the heck of it. I think he did one contest that show me your worst cut or miscut card in your collection. So he comes up with some really cool ideas for other channels in the community to show. So Rick, Oddball Cards, you got my vote. Next, Stove. And what I like about Stove, and I'm gonna mirror a lot of other channels that have voted for him, is that he doesn't show a lot of cards, but you know what? I consider Stove, what was I gonna call him? The palate cleanser in the hobby YouTube community. He's the comic relief. This hobby can be really stupid sometimes, and he shows that in a way that it's not self-deprecating, although he can be self-deprecating, just in a way that you really appreciate. You take a step back, it's like, yeah, this hobby can be pretty goofy at times, and this guy is the perfect guy to remind us of how goofy this hobby is, and sometimes how goofy it should be, because we all take it too seriously sometimes. And thank goodness we have someone like Stove to remind us it's a hobby and it's supposed to be fun. So Stove, investor, collector, magician, reporter, you got my vote. Next up, back to the cardboard. Shannon. Genuine, appreciative, lighthearted, funny. He tells a great story with his cards. He is a Reds collector, and he's told many a story, either a Pute Rose in the clubhouse kind of story, or there's a lot of interesting tidbits to go with his collection. I don't watch a whole lot of break videos or new product, nor do I go out of my way to just watch channels that all they do is show pickups. Here's what I picked up today. Here's this card. Here's this card. Pretty neat. Shiny. Ooh, this one's out of 50. That just gets to be white noise for me. Shannon is the perfect example of, here's this card. Here's why it's cool. I really like it. Here's why I have it. Here's what it means to me. Here's how it connects to me and my collection. And I appreciate that about him. Also, I think he needs his doppelganger twin. He needs to get his own channel in 2021. So get on that. Talk to your twin. Shannon, you got my vote. Next, we have my man, Kyle Groundchuck. He's a fellow Pacific Northwesterner, Washington Stater, and he holds the distinction of being the only YouTuber that I've personally met. We were able to hook up gosh, it's 2021, 2019, when I was traveling to Western Washington, and we met up. Just a great guy. You know Kyle, he's a great guy. Fantastic care packages, amazing community connection. He takes us along for his rides with his set builds and his goals that he sets. Anytime he obtains a card, he'll say, this is what it is, this is the goal that I'm heading for, and this is how it connects to that goal. Tells stories with his pickups, and he's got a fantastic Hall of Fame autograph collection. He's an Andre Dawson super collector. He's just a genuinely cool dude. And I really appreciate the friendship I have with Kyle, but I also appreciate his quality content with his channel and the stories and connections that he makes with his videos. So Kyle, you got my vote. Next up, the card closet, Eric. This is another guy that I've got to know personally over the last year, and I've got to see his channel grow. It's been a lot of fun seeing Eric's channel blossom this past year. He's a welcoming dude. He's got a very soft, kind of dulcet tone to his voice, and I really appreciate that. He's a kind-hearted dude as well. He does a lot of team sets. He's a Red Sox collector, and he does a lot of team sets of Red Sox from pre-war, post-war, and modern. He's also a Lakers collector. I know we've traded some Shaqs and stuff, and he just does a really good job, again, of telling stories to go along with his pickups. Do you see a trend going on here? Stories, connections, it's really important to me. So I appreciate you. Eric, you got my vote. Think Blue 77, Jesse. This is a guy that probably since July, August, I really connected to with his channel. And I really appreciate his channel because he has amazing variety. He can show a pre-war card, one video, and the next video he's showing something from 2020. Next thing you know, he's showing a basketball card or a football card. He's a Dodger collector, Think Blue. So that's another trend with these videos. A lot of these guys are Dodger collectors. I think 3 or 4 of them are Dodger fans. So they had a pretty good 2020, all things considered. But let's see, look at my notes here. Jesse, great variety on his channel. He's got good, genuine stories to go with his pickups, and he's very connected with the community. He comments so much on my videos, and I know that he's connected to my channel as well, and I really appreciate that. So we've been able to communicate back and forth, and I really appreciate Jesse and what he's brought to the table for the community, and looking forward to seeing more of his videos throughout the coming years, hopefully. All right. That is my top, my 10 nominees for the 2021 YouTube Hall of Fame. I appreciate each and every one of you. You have allowed me to grow in this hobby for 2020 and beyond, and a lot of your videos and your channels have inspired me to do more on my channel, and take it for what it's worth from this guy, but that means a lot. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, and good luck to all the nominees, and we'll talk to you later.